Hello, students. In today's lecture, we'll be continuing with the customer relationship management. Yesterday, we saw some of the features of a CRM. Today, we'll see some other extra features. So, CRM includes employees, customers, government, transportation, etc. That means those who are involved in the supply chain, and those factors right from production of a product till the product the customer gets it in his hands. All those people who are involved in that process, all of them are included in crm is not only related to customer, or you just don't have to think only about customer, but these people, employees, government, these people are also involved in it. Okay, because the ultimate aim is you have to satisfy your customer, you have to capture the market, you want to have a good survival in the market. Okay, so it includes everybody, including customer, all of course, employees, government, and other people. Then crm is a micro level marketing process. Of course, it's marketing, because here you try to develop one to one contact with each and every customer, and that you're trying very hard to convince the customer about your product or services, and you want to prove him, or you want your customer to be convinced that your product or service is much better than your competitor's product, right? So this convincing ability plays very important role over here. At the same time, of course, it's marketing. You are trying to make your product much more popular in the market. Of course, other marketing ideas you are implementing, like advertisement, publicity, and everything, you are doing it. But this is where you have one-to-one contact with customer, you're directly interacting with customer through various medium. And therefore it is a marketing process where individually you contact the customer and try to convince that customer to purchase your product or service. The next one is communication is the main medium through which relations with customers are formed and maintained. As I said, that it's one-to-one contact. So here individually you have to send mails to your customer, or directly you can call them. So through any medium of communication, you are trying to approach that particular customer, and you want to form a relation, and you want to maintain that relation for a longer period of time, right? So you believe in long term relationship, not only with your existing customers but also with your potential, your prospective customers also, right? So accordingly, you have to make use of various communication mediums through which you can communicate with your customers to build up your relations. And next is to create long term relations with the customer is expected in crm. Of course, you don't believe in short term relations. You want your customer to be very brand loyal. You want to create advocates, right? Advocates means those customers who thoroughly, you are consistently, they are purchasing your product and they are very well convinced that your product is much better, and they are satisfied about your product, right? So you want such advocates in the society to be created. You want brand loyal customers who will never think about other brands other than yours. That kind of customers you want to create, and therefore you want to retain your existing customers, and you want to attract the prospective customers, right? So that way you believe in long term relationship. You want to see to it that your customer stays with you throughout your life, how throughout his life also and your life also, right? So this long term relationship you are looking ahead for, therefore it believes in long term relationship. Then we are going to see what is the process of crm. Now the process begins with, as you can see, there are 9 steps in the process. The process begins with collection of customers information. Of course, this is the primary step where you are going to collect each and every minute personal detail about customer, which includes his customers likes and dislikes, his preferences, his economic condition, his buying behavior, then his buying motivation, his his places from which customer is buying, whether it is online mode, offline mode, his personally visiting the shops and getting the product, right? Then his behavior, then personal things like when is your customer's birthday, his anniversary, his contact number, mail id, all kind of personal information is collected at this first stage. This is the first beginning stage where this information collection is very important for you, because you are creating a database of each and every customer and you are going to maintain it for a longer period of time. Okay, at the same time, not only personal information of individual customer but also about his family members. How many family members does that customer have, how many children, how many senior citizens are there in his family, what are their likes, dislikes, etc. This information has to be collected and it should be updated from time to time, so that you can frame your policies and strategies on basis of this information. Okay, then second point is analysis of collected information. Whatever information, personal information you have collected about your customer. In this second step, what you are going to do, you are going to analyze that information. And for analysis, you'll have to uh, you'll have to again find out that when does your customer purchase the product, that is the time when he purchases the product, during festive season or normally also does he frequently purchases your product, right? Then what are his priorities? Okay, so accordingly, what is his behavior, customer behavior or consumer behavior, which we call, right? So again, on basis of first step, you will have to analyze the information on in the second stage, on basis of his time period, his priority, the frequency in which he's purchasing the product, right? So all this information is to be collected and it should be noted down or analyzed, and analysis of information is undertaken, and then it is to be stored again in your software. Okay, so that is the second point. In third point, what you are going to do is you'll be developing certain models. Okay, now the expert committee of organization generally develop such kind of models. Now what are these models all about? In this model, the expert team will decide when are to be customers communicated. Okay, when and how. That means whether you will be personally calling the customers or you are going to drop a mail to your customers, on which day you are going to do that, right? Which medium of communication you will be using, at what time. That means, for example, you decide date for example, you decided it in morning time you have to call the customer. Morning time means which period? Peak period at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So many of the time it happens that people are busy with their work, right? So if such calls, people avoid such type of calls during the peak period, office hours, right? People are busy in their work, so people don't attend such calls. So which is the best time to call people, isn't it? So that way you can decide the time when you are going to call personally the customers. Especially calling time has to be decided. Mail you can drop it anytime. Okay, then what kind of information you'll have to draft information, which you are supposed to send it to customers through mail either, or if you are going to directly call them, then what sort of information you want to provide them, that draft has to be prepared. Also you have to be ready with the answers, prospective answers which you are supposed to give to your customers. Customers may ask you different kind of questions, so you should be ready with that also. So what kind of questions may come from customer side, that also you have to decide over here. And what kind of reply your people are supposed to give them, that also has to be decided. Now these models are based on the information collected in the first step. Okay, so personally for each customer everything is, these models are different. Okay, and then how to contact them, when to contact them, this is called as model development, and this process is done by the expert team of the organization. Okay, then next is creation of team for customer relations. Now here another team is being developed, where the job of this team is to communicate with the customers and maintain relations with these people, and continuously take a feedback from your customers about whether they are interested in your product, what is the effect of your marketing on customer, whether the customer is ready to maintain long term relationship with you, right? So that way this team is works only for developing relations with customers. Of course the team is being imparted with training, and information about each and every customer is being provided to these team members, so that they very well know who are these customers, what are their behavioral patterns, what are their likes, dislikes, their birthdays, anniversaries, everything. That means a thorough training is being given to these team members, so they can maintain good relation with the customers. Okay, then next is planning for the programs to be organized for developing customer relations. Now here you have to decide which of the programs you need to conduct to develop CRM. Okay, now again this work is also done by a team of experts, where they chalk out various programs to be undertaken, and when they prepare the timetable for these programs, when are they to be conducted, where are these programs to be conducted, what would be the nature of these programs, everything is being decided on paper thoroughly by the expert team, which is called as again planning of the programs necessary for CRM. Okay, then next is setting of time schedule for programs. Again, as in the earlier step, whatever programs you have chalked out, this is the stage where you have to decide when these programs have to be implemented. When you are going to conduct those programs, what would be the time schedule, and you have to see to it that these programs are implemented in a very disciplined manner, and in as per predetermined schedule, which is being prepared by the expert committee. Because once you lose the opportunity to approach the customer, then it is very difficult for you to again bring have a touch with your customer. So you will have to find out the opportunities where you can approach the customer, isn't it? So according to the plans and the programs which are chalked, you have to see to it that these programs are thoroughly being undertaken by the concerned people according to the time schedule prepared by the expert committee. Okay, then the next seventh point is to register the responses. Now which responses we are going to register? Whatever efforts you have taken for implementing the various programs for developing or implementing CRM, you have to find out, or you will have to register the responses given by your customers, whether the customer have given positive response for your product or service. Some customers may negatively react, some customers would not respond you at all. So whatever the response is, it is necessary for you to register that response in your software, isn't it? The responses may be of any kind, positive or negative. Some people, if you call some people, the people are not going to pick up your calls also, isn't it? So you have to keep on frequently calling them, right? Unless and until your customer receives the call, you keep on calling him, isn't it? Then some of the people will receive your call, but they will react very negatively with you, isn't it? So whatever the responses are there, you have to write it down. Okay, some people will give a positive response if you give them information about the new product or service. If they are interested, they'll ask more information, and that would be considered as a positive response, isn't it? So accordingly, you will have to prepare a separate file for responses, and accordingly, because these are the responses from which you come to know about the consumer behavior, how, what kind of attitude he is having towards your company, towards your product, and how he is going to, it becomes easy for you to go for forecasting on basis of these responses. Okay, and you can come towards conclusion. You understand the preferences, likes, dislikes of your customer, so it becomes easy for you to conclude with it. The next one is measuring the results. Now, whatever models you have developed, whatever programs you have implemented for CRM, and whatever responses you have got from them, on basis of that, the company measures the result, which are qualitative and in quantitative nature, isn't it? Because both these results are very important. And or at the same time, the company also measures how much of cost, how much amount you have invested for CRM, or your expended for CRM, and what are the results or what are the benefits which you have received in comparison to the amount spent or invested in CRM. So what are the returns which we can call, that are measured at this stage, that is called as measuring the results. Okay, and last step, what do? You take a follow up or a feedback or a review of the whole process of CRM, right from collection of information. After collection, you have analyzed the information, you have set certain targets, you have developed certain models and programs for effectiveness of CRM or effective implementation of CRM. So definitely, how many times or which programs are run for CRM, how frequently they were run, and what are the results, what are the responses that you have got from the customers, and on basis of that, what you are going to do, what were the targets, and how much of the targets have been achieved, isn't it? So this is the process of controlling, where you find out that whether you are successful in CRM process, or are there any defects in are your CRM process, are you lagging behind as compared to competitors, what were your targets, and whether you have achieved your targets, isn't it? So this kind of feedback is taken at this stage. Then all the responses are analyzed properly, and accordingly you come to conclusion about each and every customer. And accordingly, now when you come to know that what are the loopholes in the process of CRM, in the process of development of models, then you can find it out at this stage, and then you can work upon it, so that these mistakes are not repeated in your near future, and you can go in a better way in the next process. You can approach the customer in a very in a new way, in a better way, when you understand what are your loopholes. That this is the stage where you find out what are your mistakes committed, or whether you are able to achieve your targets or no. So this is the 9-step process of CRM, which is followed by the organization. So it's quite a lengthy process. It's not that easy to contact a customer and maintain a relation with it. So consistently, the organization has to take efforts to see to it that this process is being thoroughly implemented by the expert team in the organization. So today we'll end the lecture. Thank you.